What's up? So we're starting a new series called Context, 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 in which we'll be taking the most popular Bible verses that are used horribly out of context and placing them back within their accurate context. These videos are going to be short and to the point. No opinions, no nothing like that. Just straight taking verses that are out of context and placing them back within their original intended context. The first verse is Matthew 7:7 or Luke 11:9, which reads, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you." Seems pretty straightforward, right? It's really not, but as Christians, we seem to take this verse and to apply it to whatever place or purpose in our life that we have a want or a need, and we attribute this verse to it. Just like any other verse, to understand the context of the verse, we have to first understand the entirety of the chapter, and even more than that, the entirety of the entire letter, gospel, or book that we're reading from. In the beginning of chapter 11, we find Jesus giving an example to the apostles of a type of prayer that they could pray because they asked. So we find Jesus giving them the example of the Lord's Prayer. He only promises and offers within this prayer the things that the apostles need to survive and be faithful, fruitful servants of the Lord. This is where we can really nail down the context of what Jesus was talking about in this largely out of context Bible verse. Jesus was telling the disciples, "Ask and it will be given to you," as a response to them asking for an example of prayer, which he gave to them with the example of the Lord's Prayer. Things like forgiveness, the coming of the kingdom, and daily sustenance, which he calls daily bread within this prayer. All of these things were not for us, but to equip us to be better servants for the Lord. It's not about us, even though as Christians we seem to think this verse is about us, getting us what we want. It's really not. It's about equipping us to be the best servants we can be. Ask for a new Xbox, and I promise you, Jesus is not going to drive to GameStop, use his gift card that he got for Christmas, and buy you a new Xbox. That's not how it works. Televangelists love this verse because it makes people tithe, and it makes people think that, oh, if I pray, I'm gonna get this Cadillac and this Xbox, and I'm gonna get a new wife, and I'm gonna get all these material items. That's not what the verse says, and that's not what we're being taught, and that's not what Jesus intended when he was talking to the disciples within this context.